Now at 4, Milton has moved on, so we're getting a better look at the widespread devastation left behind as millions start to return home and clean up.
Yeah, Milton out to sea now. You can see it on radar here. Our local forecast includes the northern lights and some smoke on the way. Details in the forecast.
And addressing Marion County's housing needs, the new initiative to get the unhoused off the streets. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
The storm has passed. Rescue and recovery missions are now the focus in Florida after Hurricane Milton killed at least 10 people and left millions without power. Thanks for watching 13 News at 4 on this Thursday. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence, and the state is now dealing with widespread devastation as well as flooding. Now it begins the long process, and it's going to be a difficult one, the long process of cleaning up.
Yeah, the damage, take a look at this. It includes everything from downed trees to collapsed homes and bridges. Ivan Rodriguez kicks off our coverage today from St. Lucie County, Florida.
This is the first time we've seen it this bad.
While all eyes were on Hurricane Milton's monstrous anticipated storm surge,
You can feel that tornado coming through.
a wave of fast-spawning tornadoes added to the storm's destructive impact in several cities.
We always prepare for the hurricanes. There's no way we could have predicted this type of tornadic activity.
At one point in St. Lucie County, 3 twisters hit the ground in less than 25 minutes, according to an analysis of National Weather Service data. Those tornadoes are blamed for several fatalities, a number that could rise as search crews continue to assess and clear damaged structures. Daylight hours Thursday are bringing the full scope of Milton's damage into focus. Some areas outside of the evacuation zones were not immune to the storm's fury.
We had people that evacuated here to make sure they were safe. These are people that live day to day, and they have nothing.
Some roads are still dangerous due to flooding, debris, and potential downlines. Do not risk it.
Milton's storm surge, though less than expected, still landed a powerful punch, with some areas seeing a surge of more than 5 feet over normal high tides. St. Petersburg experienced a 1 in 1,000 year rainfall, and Naples hitting their second highest watermark on record. Water rescue teams were busy overnight and throughout the day. As Milton moves out to sea off Florida's east coast, it leaves a storm-exhausted but optimistic state behind.
There's a lot of cleanup ahead of us, but we've done this before and we're going to do it again.
In St. Lucie County, Florida, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Meantime, here at home, we've been checking in with Hoosiers impacted by the storm, and we know now that includes the Indiana National Guard.
Samantha Johnson is here with us now, and she's telling us how they're helping. And Sam, 400 men and women, they're going to be heading to Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Governor Holcomb activated the Guard yesterday. Today, we know this team, they are packed and headed south, and their main goal is to help with debris removal in some of the hardest hit areas. Now, take a look at this. Today, I visited the Joint Operations Center. This is really the brains of the Indiana National Guard. They're organizing hundreds of these men and women who will help first responders on the ground once they get to Florida. And we know that also includes Indiana Task Force 1. They shared this update on social media today, saying they rolled out of staging this morning at 3 and they're moving towards Tampa, so they will join other federal and state urban search and rescue teams who are also moving into that area. Now keep in mind, Task Force 1, they've already been deployed now for more than 2 weeks. The National Guard anticipates being on the ground there in Florida really as long as they're needed. So you'll hear from both groups still ahead tonight on 13 News at 5.
Now, you introduced us to some Hoosiers down there living in Florida. We met several of them earlier this week. Have you heard from them? Do we know how they're doing?
We have. Everyone that we talked to this week is safe. In fact, that family, the Speedway family that was hunkered down in Port Charlotte yesterday, they texted me this morning and said they had some damage, a little bit of damage to the home. Cell service is becoming an issue, but they are safe and sound.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Samantha Johnson reporting. All right. Let's take a turn to weather. Sean Ash has been tracking what's happening in Florida, and then closer to home, it's just a beautiful day.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, again, a tale of 2 stories from a weather perspective. Still over 3 million people without power outages here. So unbelievable. Let's show you the numbers here across the central southern portions of Florida. And this is a combination of the wind. You saw the tornadoes in the story there, and nearly 500,000 folks around the Tampa, St. Pete area remain without power right now. Post-cyclone, Tropical cyclone Milton, that just basically means it's weak now. It's moving offshore here. We still have a few tropical counties that remain in tropical storm warnings. There's still this onshore flow over that northeastern corner of Florida where there's still a little bit of surge going on. Not much, but a little bit. There's that heavy band of rainfall that we talked about yesterday from Tampa to Orlando to Daytona. Nearly 19 inches of rain fell in St. Petersburg. That's why we had the flash flood emergency for a big chunk of Tampa Bay yesterday evening. Rain moving out now, the cleanup underway. Locally, this is our story here. We're high, we're dry, got plenty of sunshine. Temperatures ranging from near 70 in Richmond to near 80 degrees in Terre Haute. That's a little hint of the air on the way for the rest of us tomorrow. Clear and crisp out the door tomorrow morning at the bus stop. Highs near 80 for most tomorrow afternoon, and it should be a nice Operation Football forecast, but you will notice more haze in the sky. I'll let you know why coming up. Take a look at the weekend in the 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. We have a few traffic accidents and incidents that are actually scattered throughout the Indy metro area. Wanted to point out a couple of big ones that we're following right now. This is a look at, as we zoom in, here we are on the south side near 465. And then, of course, another one that we want to tell you about in the Indy metro area. And, of course, up northwest near Eagle Creek Park. Okay. There's the map. We also have a couple cameras that we want to show you as well. Here's a look at I-65 and MLK. You can see the merge happening here. Typical slowdown in the middle of the day. Everything right on track, but you want to plan for that, especially if you're headed I-65 south into 70. We also have a look at I-70 and West Street. As you can see, a slowdown there as well. This is looking eastbound here. Keep an eye on traffic for you. And right now in Broad Ripple, IMPD is investigating a person shot in the popular bar district. So we know one person was shot near Guilford and Westfield. First responders arrived on scene to find that person awake and breathing. That victim was taken to the hospital and is currently stable. Police are asking anyone with information on what may have led up to that shooting to come forward.
Trying to solve this is next to impossible without having the public's help. And even if it's something slight, well, I didn't really see much. Well, you don't know until you call us and let us know.
Police say they did pull a few people to the side for questioning. We are working to learn if any of those people have been detained.
A pilot program launched today in Marion County to put people into homes so they stay out of the criminal justice system. The county now has a grant to help up to 35 participants gain stable housing. Prosecutor Ryan Mears says this is a really important issue for his office.
And in the prosecutor's office, we see this up close every single day, the impact of people not being housed and the collateral consequences of individuals not being housed. I was talking to a woman who was unhoused, and she shared with me and said, I don't know how you want me to work on my addiction issues or my mental health issues when I don't know where I'm going to sleep at night. And that was a very fair point.
Mears says solving this problem is also an important part of reducing crime. Karen Campbell will explain why ahead today on 13 News at 5.
Also today, we saw new investments to relieve food insecurity in Indianapolis. Kroger just donated $130,000 to Gleaners Food Bank. The money going to support the food bank's hunger relief service. Kroger also invested $2 million upgrading its store off West Michigan Street, which was just completed.